Everyone's trying to figure out how to make consistent $10,000 months. But what if I told you that June actually holds the real keys in order for you to be able to do this? I call this the Gemini strategy. And in this video, I will walk you through step by step exactly how you can do this, even if you're a complete beginner. And of course, if you're already making a little bit of money online, this will help you scale. We are entering June, and if you understand what I'm about to show you, this could be the most profitable 30 days of your entire year. Now, at the time I recorded this video, new moon is in Gemini and we are going into a full moon in Sagittarius. The full moon in Sagittarius will be happening on the 11th of June. This is activating the money codes in your birth chart. I'm going to show you exactly how to capitalize on this for all 12 of the rising signs, moon signs, and sun signs. Also, be sure to look at where you have Jupiter and Venus because these are also money planets. My personal favorite is Saturn, is a great money planet and house. If you have no clue what I'm talking about, just ask questions down below and please take notes down below so I know you want me to make some explainer videos for you. What is your rising sign? What Gemini strategy are you going to be using this full moon? Are you excited to even implement this? Remember to take notes in the comments and ask any and all questions on this video. Let's just dive right in. What most people don't understand about Gemini season is that it's not just about communication and ideas. It's about information arbitrage, and I'm going to explain what that means. Gemini rules the exchange of information in every single person's chart and globally. And in our digital economy, information is money. From a neuroscience perspective, Gemini sees the left hemisphere of your brain, your analytical pattern recognition, and your communication centers. And real quick, I'm having a 4-week challenge or 5-day challenge, I haven't decided yet, where I'm going to be helping spiritual business owners like you learn how to create viral content in 4 weeks. And in the first week, it's all going to be about identity. You'll be able to connect dots and articulate value propositions, become supercharged during this time. But here's where things get interesting on a spiritual level, because there is still the 3 planes of existence. There is the spiritual plane, which is universal intelligence. Gemini is ruled by the planet Mercury, the messenger of the gods. During Gemini season, you have enhanced access to universal intelligence and divine downloads. This is why breakthrough ideas and aha moments happen more frequently during this month. On the mental plane, this is your processing power. Your cognitive ability and flexibility peaks. You can hold multiple concepts simultaneously, see connections others miss, and communicate complex ideas simply. This is your strategic advantage at this time. On the physical plane, which is what I believe to be the absolute worst place to attempt to manifest, Gemini's mutable energy gives you the ability to pivot quickly, test multiple approaches, and scale what works and dropping what does not work. And before we get into the 10K Gemini formula, I just want to acknowledge really quickly, everything that I'm going to be sharing from this point forward is for you to be able to work out any of your money issues, despite whether you started a business or you're already in business. Everything from this point forward will apply to you. Based on my analysis of millionaire and billionaire entrepreneurs from 2003 up until 2025 on the Forbes list birth charts, what I've noticed is there's a formula that works for them consistently during the month of June in their business. And this goes for investors, this goes for traders, physical products, digital products, information, coaching, all across the board. Information multiplied by communication multiplied by speed is what equals profit. So let me break this down using real examples from my knowledge base. Information is what you currently know. The market has gaps and opportunities about things that you know, and it's your responsibility to fill them in on those topics. Trending topics and conversations is how you use your information in order to get that out to those markets and those groups of people. Your unique expertise and insights from your life is how you're going to really start your business and allow yourself to take advantage of you being yourself. This is how we get authentic content out, which we'll talk about maybe in another video. And then also, there are pain points and desires that your clients have. And if you want to really tap into your audience and understand them, you need to understand both sides of the coin. In terms of communication, how you actually share it. Content that goes viral, like my $100,000 class that I've been running for multiple years. And I'll give you another example. Whenever you're communicating what it is that you have to offer, I highly recommend looking at your moon sign because it's how you nurture yourself and other people. I highly recommend looking at your Mercury house. This is going to be how you effectively communicate with other people. And I also recommend looking at your 7th house because that is the way you relate to other people in your business. Business is always about other people. So it's never about the niche. It's never about what you should sell. It's always about you, what you know, and what you can help other people solve problems for. And this is how you create marketing messages that resonate. Then when you're communicating online also, the community building is what creates loyalty. So I've seen a lot of people try to create content that goes viral or gets engagement or gets, leads. It's actually more important to build loyalty because those people who trust you, know you, and acknowledge what you're saying to them and how you help them will be far better in your ecosystem, and they'll just feel better for your nervous system long term. So speed, how fast can you actually execute on what you're sharing with people? Well, quick content creation and deployment is what I use and what I would recommend a beginner to use. And even if you're someone at scale, short form content is always going to be very clear and very easy, especially because you get the ability to rapidly test out different ideas. Not only that, but something I do in my program Astra OS is I have something called Content OS, which is a module. And what we do in there is we are able to give you hundreds of hooks, hundreds of ways to present your topics. And then we pair that with your own knowledge of your own life, of things that you are currently or past tense studying, learning, teaching, so that you can easily iterate and change small things in short form content. This allows you to have fast decision making and pivot quickly so that you can figure out what kind of content your audience actually loves and the kind of content that you actually love making. This gives you an immediate response to more opportunities that align with you and feel much better and much easier than trying to figure out what your niche is or figure out what to sell. What I'm really saying is, in terms of speed, you always want to make sure that you're testing out your ideas and concepts out in public, because your audience will then tell you what kind of products they want, how interested. Most astrologers will tell you to focus on your birth chart, the transits, maybe even your solar return. But after analyzing the charts of hundreds of millionaires and billionaires, I've discovered something absolutely revolutionary. Most of them, your natal chart is the blueprint. Think of your natal chart as a code for wealth, a genetic code for wealth. It shows your natural money-making abilities, your inherent strengths and challenges, your core personality and your approach to business, your fundamental relationship with money and success. This is important, but it's static. It never changes. It's like having a blueprint for a house, which is essential, but you still need to build it and rebuild it and change the roof and change the floors and all these things over time as the house ages. And that's where we bring in your progress chart, your evolution engine. The progress chart is where the magic happens. It shows how you're evolving as a person, as a lover, in your health, as an entrepreneur, and as a wealth creator. When your money-making abilities are peaking and when they are waning, what new skills and opportunities are becoming available to you, the exact timing of your wealth breakthrough periods. Here's the key. Your progress chart moves approximately 1 degree per year, meaning it's constantly evolving and activating new potentials in your wealth creation journey. Why your progress chart is your secret wealth weapon? Well, from a neuroscience perspective, your progress chart reflects the neuroplasticity of your brain, how your neural pathways are literally rewiring themselves over time to create new capabilities and opportunities as you self-develop. Again, there are 3 planes of existence when it comes to progression. There's the spiritual plane, which is your soul's evolution. Your progress chart shows how your soul is evolving and what new spiritual gifts are coming online. These often translate directly into business intuition and opportunity recognition. There is the mental plane. This is your cognitive development. As your progressed planets move through different signs and houses, you literally develop new ways of thinking. You learn new things. You get new concepts. You have better and more conversations with people. You're processing information and solving new and different problems, or the same problems in new different ways. This is why some entrepreneurs suddenly get it after years of struggle, while some who give up miss this opportunity entirely. Then there's the physical plan, which is your manifestation timing, which is why we have dates. Your progress chart reveals the exact windows when your ideas can most easily manifest into physical reality and financial success. I had a client whose progressed Mercury moved into her second house of money at the age of 32. Within 6 months, she went from a struggling freelancer to building a $50,000 a month copywriting agency. The progression literally activated her ability to communicate her value and charge prices that aligned with her audience, which was premium. The progressed Gemini season advantage. So here's where this gets incredibly powerful for Gemini season. If your progressed Sun, Mercury, or midheaven is currently in Gemini, this season becomes a quantum leap opportunity for your wealth creation. You're not just working within transiting Gemini energy, which doesn't affect everyone and their wealth. What you're doing is you're working with your evolved, progressed Gemini energy inside of your own personal chart. If your progressed planets are activating your natal Gemini placements, you're experiencing what I call a Gemini amplification cycle, where your communication abilities, networking skills, and information processing powers are operating at the highest level. What I'm saying is this is no longer posting content. This is you communicating effectively what it is that is most important to you based on the needs of the people that you know you can help. How to check your progress chart for Gemini season? Well, first you want to, number one, calculate your progress chart for today's date. Most astrology software can do this. Step number two, look for progressed planets in Gemini or making aspects to your natal Gemini placements. This is called the bi-wheel. Step three, pay special attention to progressed Mercury, which is your communication and money, and progressed midheaven, which is your career and reputation in your chart. If you have significant progressed Gemini activity right now, multiply your 10K a month goal by 2 to 3. You're in a rare window where the universe is literally upgrading your money making software or operating system. This is why some people seem to suddenly become successful. It's not anything that has to do with the external world. It's them finally finding their own operating system, something that works for them. It's not sudden at all. Their progressed chart has been building towards this moment for years. And when timing aligns, in conscious action, like implementing the strategies in this video, explosive growth becomes inevitable. There's no external things that must be done. There's no need to worry about if you'll become a millionaire or a billionaire. It's just aligning yourself with the time that is best for you. The bottom line is your natal chart shows what's possible. Your progress chart shows you what is ready to manifest now. So here's your Gemini rising money activation. Here's where this gets more personalized. Depending on your rising sign, Gemini falls in a different house in your chart, which determines your specific money-making strategy for this season. Aries rising, Gemini is going to be in your third house. Your Gemini superpower is local networking and communication for your 10K strategy. Become the go-to connector in your local business community. Now, if you are completely online, what this means is you're going to want to start to connect more with your audience and your peers. Aries, this is a great time to go and speak to local businesses and make friends with them and start figuring out how you can bring together a group or a mastermind if you're a coach. Offer communication coaching to local entrepreneurs or online entrepreneurs. You have the ability to communicate effectively what other people cannot. You don't need to be the absolute best in the world. You just need to be better than them online or in person. Create content about local business opportunities or online opportunities that are coming up in the world. Launch a business connector type service where you're matching people with services in order to generate yourself as the middleman or the middlewoman within your business. Here's some action steps. Identify 50 local business owners in your area or 50 businesses that possibly follow your current online page. Create weekly networking events or an online group where you can charge them $97 a month for premium services or with exclusive deals. Scale that to 100 members over the next month, and that will net you $9,700 per month consistently. Again, all you're doing is putting people in front of the businesses that they want, or you're helping businesses communicate better, Aries rising. If you have any questions, ask down below. Taurus rising, Gemini is in your second house. Your Gemini superpower is money making through information products. The $10,000 strategy is to monetize your knowledge through multiple income streams. Now, when I say multiple income streams, I'm not saying do 3, 4, 5 things at the same time. That's not going to work if you're under $10,000 a month. What I am saying is have one short form platform or one long form platform paired together in order for people to connect with you through trust. I build a lot of my businesses based off of trust because that is, I believe, the highest form of wealth. Create and sell a digital course on your expertise, something that you know how to solve. It could be on the mental, spiritual, or physical plane, a problem that you're helping people solve. Offer consulting on financial strategies or investments. Now, you don't need to have $1 million saved up. You just maybe need to know how to budget with 4 kids, or possibly you need to know how to make an offer that helps someone. It could be anything that has to do with investing, maybe even into like Bitcoin, how to open your first wallet, how to actually trade, how to actually liquidate your portfolio, things like this. Build an affiliate marketing business around that product, meaning that if other people sell it for you through maybe a tool like WHOP, WHOP, they can get a commission. So maybe 20, 30, 40, 50% of what the course is worth. Another person who recommends someone else that, now you can start sharing profits because the second house has to do with value. So the more you share money, the more money you actually make. Launch a paid newsletter with money-making tips. You just want to connect with people more. You can also go the YouTube route. This would be also quite effective, but you just want to communicate with people through language because Gemini's in your second house. Your money comes through words. And if you're not super great at using, you can use your voice. The second house is ruled by Taurus, even though you're Taurus rising. Words through your voice is also just as effective. Podcasts would also fit under this category perfectly. So here's some action steps as an example. Package your expertise into a $497 digital course. I highly recommend pre-selling this at that price, meaning that you want to actually see if people want it by telling people it's going to be an early bird, and then you give them this for the $497 digital course price. Also, create a $97 a month membership with weekly money tips or value tips or anything that you feel like would help someone out. Then your goal is really to just sell 20 of these courses or 50 of these memberships. That will net you $14,790 per month. Again, add in the affiliate commissions for additional revenue, because when I said earlier, multiple income streams, that doesn't mean that you need to go and create multiple different channels or have multiple businesses. You can sell the same thing in multiple ways. It's like you can sell a singular cookie and you can also sell a pack of cookies. And you can also have people hand out cookies for you at a store. And because you're giving out cookies for free, it doesn't really cost you anything. You will end up getting more cookies sold, and those all are the same product. Let me know if that makes sense in the comment section. Gemini rising, this is happening in your first house. The superpower for you is personal brand through leadership. Your 10K strategy is becoming the face of your industry, building a massive social media following around your expertise, meaning the problems that you have solved for yourself, branding yourself and offering a high ticket service where you are able to create a signature method and license it out to others or share it with others, give it to others to use for themselves. Start doing more speaking engagements and workshops, even if you don't have a large following. This is what's going to create that large following because you'll have the conversations necessary in order for you to understand what people truly need, crave, and desire. The action step for you is to post daily content showcasing your perspective on things. Develop a signature framework like your 5 money models that I use that I'm thinking about releasing to you guys. If you guys want that, comment 5 money models and I'll get to it. Offer a $2,997 personal branding intensive or relationship intensive or health intensive or anything intensive. This will be what helps you understand, do people even value this type of service? Now, your next goal is to book 4 clients every single month, because selling at this price means that people are actually super interested in what you have to offer. Cancer rising Gemini is happening in your 12th house. Your Gemini superpower is intuitive information and spiritual insight. Your 10K strategy is monetizing your intuitive abilities and spiritual knowledge. Offer intuitive business coaching, combining strategy with spiritual guidance. Help people work on things from the internal space first before you give them strategy. Create courses on manifestation and mindset for entrepreneurs. I highly recommend giving these as bonuses. And then the core things that you understand how to do, that is the main core product itself. So it feels like they're getting more. Provide psychic readings for business decisions. The more you tap into your 12th house, your spiritual house, this is going to help you build a spiritual community, which these people are going to resonate with you so much more. And if you're not someone who's openly spiritual, but you have a business, you can still do this by creating language that is spiritual, creating concepts that are spiritual inside of your method, inside of your mindset work, inside of your group coaching. So the action step, Cancer, is develop your intuitive business strategy method by combining the practical business services advice that you give with spiritual guidance as well. Offer a $497 intuitive reading or consultation. Try to do 15 of these per month, which means once every other day, or you could do a couple every day if you want and just rest the rest of the month. Consider creating a $197 a month spiritual entrepreneur community where you're giving guidance to people who need your help. And with that exact same product, you could do a $997 manifestation for business course. So in total, you could do 15 readings or consultations, plus get 30 community members and sell 3 courses every month. That would net you $16,000 a month. If you have any questions about what that would even look like, go ahead and comment down below. Leo rising, you have Gemini in your 11th house. Your superpower is networking and building community through creation. The 10K strategy is to build and monetize more powerful networks and a community. Create exclusive mastermind groups for high achievers. There are people who are around you that are developed, and we want to create space for them to connect with each other. Launch an affiliate program that will reward working together. Meaning, when you get these people together, how can you incentivize them for actually connecting, because they're probably quite busy? So we need to make sure that they are supporting each other and that you're supporting them in that action. Now, you can also build online communities around shared interest. If you do this and they're around your shared interest or their own shared interest, you will multiply your wealth, because once you start doing a $497 a month mastermind, or you get all these entrepreneurs together and you help them connect with each other, they feel so much better. You can have a referral program for bringing 30% commissions in on all sales that people get from being around you. Offer a $1997 intensive for workshops, for webinars, for any kind of community events that you've done before. Teach others how to do this. Launch a free Facebook group or a WAP or a school community to help others monetize with a $97 VIP tier. So in total, if you do 20 mastermind memberships, 5 workshops, and 50 VIP members, that will equal for you $24,790 a month. Virgo rising, you have Gemini in your 10th house. Your superpower is professional communication in your industry. Your 10K strategy is to become the industry expert and thought leader by sharing your ideas. Offer professional development training in your field. Create industry-specific courses and certifications based on your knowledge. Provide consulting to businesses in your expertise area. Launch professional podcast or YouTube channel. Your action steps are to identify the biggest communication gap in your industry. for the people who need it the most. Create a $1,497 communications certification. Make this a program, or you can offer a $497 an hour consulting to implement communication systems. Launch a $297 a month industry insider membership with weekly trainings. In total, if you do 7 certifications, 10 consulting hours at 25 members, that's $22,904 a month. Libra rising, Gemini in your 9th house is going to help you teach and publish on a global level. Your 10K strategy is sharing your knowledge internationally. This is a great time to offer international consulting or coaching on the things that you have recently learned or learned far in the past that you still use today. Build an educational platform and learning community. I recommend using tools like WAP or School. Your action step is to write and self-publish a book. It can be a 2-page book, 5-page book, 50-page book. It doesn't need to be anything crazy. This will help you position yourself as the global expert in your field. The more you talk about your book, the more people gravitate towards this. Create a 997 communication online course or whatever your actual expertise is. Offer $297 a month international entrepreneur. This can just be you creating a program where you're helping people with their health, wealth, or relationships. Launch a $47 a month global insights newsletter with possibly 200 subscribers. So in total, if you do 10 course sales, 25 coaching spots, 200 newsletter subs, this will get you $26,370 a month. Crazy. Scorpio rising, Gemini is happening in your 8th house. This is for transformation and deep psychological insights. Your 10K strategy is to help others transform through information and communication. Offer transformation coaching through communication techniques. Create courses on psychology, persuasion, and influence, or just add them in as modules on your current offer. Provide crisis communication consulting. Build programs around overcoming limiting beliefs. This is huge for you. Your action steps are to develop transformation through communication methods, offer a deep transformation intensive, a 3-day event or program, create a mindset mastery membership with weekly breakthrough sessions, launch a persuasion course on how you have done this with relationships or health or wealth or happiness. In total, if you do 4 intensive at 35 members and sell 8 courses, that will get you $22,263 per month. Sagittarius rising, Gemini is happening in your 7th house. Your Gemini superpower is partnerships through building and relationship communication. Your 10K strategy is to monetize through partnerships and relationship building. Offer relationship and communication coaching for couples or business partners. Create ventures and partnership opportunities. You create them, don't wait. Provide mediation and conflict resolution services. This can be for someone dealing with themselves or with another party. Build a platform connecting complementary service providers to each other or to customers or customers to those providers. Action steps. Launch an academy. You are a teacher. You are a coach, and you are great at helping people go to the next step, meaning that you can coach businesses on one particular topic that you know better than them. Charge $1,997 for partnership strategy intensives. This is a full day, 24-hour or 10-hour sessions. Create some type of membership. I recommend $297 a month for a relationship mastery for entrepreneurs. Offer $497 an hour mediation service for business disputes. In total, if you do 5 intensives, 25 members, 8 mediation hours, that's $21,401 a month. Capricorn rising, Gemini is happening in your 6th house of service. Again, if you have any questions about anything I'm saying, comment them down below. Your Gemini superpower is systems, processes, and daily optimization in the month of June. Your 10K strategy is to help others optimize their daily operations through better communication and systems. Offer productivity and systems consulting. Create courses on workflow optimization and communication systems that you're learning. Provide virtual assistant training and replacement or placements in general. Build software or tools that improve daily operations. Develop communication systems that scale. Develop methodology for growing businesses. Offer a 1497 system consultation, which is a half-day intensive, 6 hours worth of just sauce. Create a membership, a mastermind with weekly implementation calls that gives people value and access to you. Launch a course or a certification program. In total, if you do 7 consultations at 35 members with 10 certifications, that's $24,349 a month. Absolutely insane. If you have any questions, comment them down below. I'd love to hear them. Aquarius rising Gemini is happening in your 5th house. The Gemini strategy you are meant to use is creative communication and innovative in expression. Your 10K strategy is to monetize creativity through innovative communication methods. Create entertaining educational content with viral videos, like viral videos. Offer creative strategy consulting for brands. Build innovative online experiences and communities. Launch creative workshops and experiences. Your action step is develop your signature framework for your brand or for other people's brands. Create a 997 intensive where you are helping businesses who want to stand out, to show up differently. Create some type of innovative lab community where monthly creatives have challenges that you take them through. Launch a 497 consecration workshop. You can do this weekly where you're helping people create content that's different and unique. In total, if you do 10 intensives at 20 members and 16 workshops, that is $31,902 a month. Pisces rising Gemini is happening in your 4th house. Your Gemini superpower is foundational communication and emotional intelligence. Your 10K strategy is to help others build strong foundations through improved communication, meaning helping people connect with their family and relationships through communication coaching. You can add this as a service to your existing ideas, or you can do this solely if you're brand new. Create courses on emotional intelligence and empathetic communication. Provide home-based business consulting. Build supportive communities for personal growth. Launch a program for families and teams who want to communicate better. Offer an intensive, a half-day session with a small group of people that will allow you to do that work with them. Create a monthly program where you're actually able to help people master emotional intelligence. Develop a course that helps remote workers communicate more effectively in their job so that they can make more money through getting promotions, through commissions, through whatever it is that they need help with. Now, in total, if you do 12 intensives, 40 members, 12 courses, this is $23,444 a month for you. Comment any questions you have down below about how we do this. Now, the Gemini now that you've heard your actual horoscope, let's get into the content system to actually make this possible. Regardless of your rising sign, here are the universal content systems that work during Gemini season. Week 1, gather as much information as possible. Research trending topics in your industry, niche, or expertise. Survey your audience about the biggest challenges or look at other people's comment sections and figure out what are the biggest challenges that they're going through. Analyze your competitors' content for gaps. Are they missing out on the opportunity to do mindset training, coaching? What are they missing out on that you could easily do? Collect success stories and case studies from your own self and from people who have tried your methods before. Week 2 is actual content creation. Batch create 30 pieces of content. Focus on educational and valuable information. Use my report card method from my VSL. If you guys want that, comment it down below and I'll make that video. It is something that I offer inside of Astra OS. It is a secret method for making sure that you are always on point with your content. Create content that positions you as the obvious choice, as the person who just knows what's going on, who gets it. Week 3, distribution and engagement. Post consistently across all platforms. Engage comments and DMs. Share behind the scenes content of what you do day to day. People really do want to know how it is that you got to that level, how it is that you had your spiritual awakening, how it is that you learned what you know. And then host Q&A sessions. This can be live on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever platform you privy. Week 4, conversions and sales. Launch your Gemini season offer that we just went through in the last section of this video. Use urgency, which means the season is ending, to drive action. Let people know that this is a limited time offer and that this will not be around forever. Follow up with people who are interested, that need the help that you are offering. The most important thing you can do, no matter what level you're at, is to collect testimonials, to do this again, because this is going to be effectively your marketing for later. The neuroscience of Gemini season is soul-centered sales. Here's what's happening in your prospects' brains during Gemini season. People are going to have increased dopamine, meaning people are more curious and more open to new information, and you are going to be the one to give it to them. There's going to be enhanced pattern recognition, so people can see better how your solutions that you offer fit their needs. This is exactly what I cover inside of my Astro OS program. We call it the platform decision tree, figuring out exactly where your people are so you can give them exactly what they need. Improved communication processing. Your sales messages are received more clearly when you dial in your content to the person that you're talking to instead of trying to figure out what your niche is. This makes it so much easier to communicate. Higher social engagement. They're more likely to share and recommend you because of this means that your conversion rates will naturally be higher if you align with these neurological patterns. So here's the 30-day Gemini season actionable step-by-step plan for you. Days 1 through 7 is the foundation period. Identify your rising sign in Gemini house placement. Choose your specific 10K strategy from the above part of the video. Set your content calendar up and create a lead magnet, something that's really cool and really valuable. When I say valuable, I mean something that solves a problem before they have the next problem that comes up. I'll give you an example of a great lead magnet. I'm having a 5-day challenge or a 4-week challenge. I haven't decided yet. Let me know what you prefer. It's for business owners like you, where I'm taking you through the exact pillars of my Astro OS program, which is helping you reshape your identity and get aware of it, learn how to create an offer that really makes sense to your customers and people who need your help. And next, making content around that offer so that it sells like hotcakes. Fourth, making sure that the funnel that you use, the way that you get people from point A to point B to point C makes absolute sense to them and for you. And then lastly, how to do this and time it out every single time, because your wealth windows are all hidden in your progressed and natal chart. That's a lead magnet, because in the first week of the identity training, I'm going to be giving it away completely for free, but you can only get the rest of the access to that event for $47. Absolute steal. And if you want it, it's down below. Days 8 through 14, you're going to create content. Batch create 30 pieces of content. It doesn't all have to be at once, but make sure it's educational content, which helps people solve their problems, just like this video. Next is you want to develop your signature framework or method. If you're stealing something from Neville Goddard or Dr. Joe Dispenza or Tony Robbins or whoever, make sure that you just rename it and add in the pieces that are more personalized to you. Sales page or offer page can be something quite simple. It doesn't need to be complex. It could even be a PayPal link or a WAP link or a school link. Next, you want to set up your email sequences so that when people sign up or get your lead magnet, you can quickly email them. I love using something called ConvertKit for me and my team. It's currently called Kit. Days 15 through 21, you actually want to launch and promote. Now that you've done all the research, you've got all the content out and planned and ready, now you want to begin posting content and you want to launch your lead magnet as the way to help people first. Again, I build all my businesses based off of trust. So you want to start building out your email list so that once you've given people help with whatever they're suffering with, then you can engage with them more actively on social media because you can find out why they need this help. Days 20 through 30, you want to convert and scale. So now this is the time where you want to launch your main offer, follow up with leads through emails or through whatever site that you gave them the lead magnet, and you want to optimize based on the results, so that you can figure out, okay, they grab my lead magnet, they ask me all these beautiful questions. Now I can plan out my next cycle for my next launch. The Gemini season mindset is this. Remember, Gemini season is about curiosity, adaptability, and connection. During this season, stay curious about new opportunities. Be willing to pivot quickly when something is not working. Also, focus on building genuine communication connections, not just transactional. Don't just focus on getting engagement on your content. Focus on having real conversations, real connections with people that don't feel transactional. Trust your ability to communicate your value clearly. So here's your next steps. Number 1, I want you to, again, identify your rising sign. Find your Gemini house in your natal and progress chart. Both matter. Step 2, choose your 10K strategy from the list above that I showed you. which one of those options best fits you. Just choose one. Step 3, create your content calendar for the next 30 days. This is the most important thing because talking about what you do and how you want to help people with it is going to allow you to do step 4, which is take action immediately. Gemini season rewards speed. The new moon in Gemini, which already happened, is your cosmic green light. The universe is literally aligning to support your communication and money-making efforts. Remember, information without action is just entertainment for yourself. Your job is to take this information and turn it into income. If you want to dive deeper into how astrology can accelerate your wealth building, click on my other videos or click the link down below where I can break down my complete system for you and how I've used it to generate millions through astrological timing. Remember, the stars are aligned. Your moment is now, and I'm rooting for your most profitable month yet. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.